Hey superstars, welcome back. This is part 2. We are hitting the upper body in this part of the workout. Of course, remember to always do your warm-up, which I forgot to say in the previous video. So make sure you always warm up. Let me know if you have any injuries. Make sure you have a sip of water and rest at the end of the third exercise before repeating and cycling through at least 2 more times. So 3 sets of everything in the last video. Same goes for this video if I forget to say it. We are starting with a wide grip row. So we've done a traditional bent over row. We've done a few different styles. We're going a wide grip in this exercise. So normal set up, I'll show you with the dumbbell, then I'll try and show you with the band. Chest is pulled nice and tall. Remember the string that sits from the middle of the chest and pulls you up towards the ceiling. Feet nice and straight under the hips, little bend to the knees. Then we hinge forwards from the hips. Remember, you've got a tube of toothpaste on the hips. You're squeezing the toothpaste out of the tubes. One hand goes on the edge of the surface. In this instance, it's the side of a sofa. Strong, sturdy coffee table will do the trick too. And we would normally be pulling this way. Instead, this time, thumb is towards the middle of the body. And we're pulling the elbow out to the side to about 90 degrees. And then back down. So this will work with a plate, this will work with a kettlebell, also obviously works with a dumbbell. What to look out for in this exercise is the angle of the elbow. So we're not pulling like this. You can see the angle of my elbow is too sharp, it's too small. Instead you want to pretend there's a string on the back of the elbow, pulling the elbow up towards the ceiling, and we're making what I call like a scarecrow arm, okay? So then the wrist kind of just folds under the elbow nicely, squeezing the back of the shoulder as you pull, and then back down. What also tends to happen in the posture is that one leg will straighten out. So if I'm rowing on this side, typically my right knee will come forwards, my left leg will straighten, and I'll start to rotate as I get tired to help with the movement. So what we want are the feet to be fixed in place. We want to squeeze the hamstrings and the glutes. So we want those muscles on to hold you there as that arm can just do its job. With the stabilizing arm, make sure the chest stays lifted away from that surface. So we do not want your shoulder near your ear. They're enemies, they hate each other. As much distance, they're social distancing is what they're doing, okay? Social distance your ear from your shoulder. Everyone will be fine. And keep your core on. So watch as we get tired. We're not doing the Friday night twerky back, yeah? Ribs stay towards the hips and bobs your ankle. So it's just a different grip, different hand position. Instead of being here, we've turned the palm over and we're here. Now to do this with a band, very doable with the ones that have the triangular handles on them as well. That will do the trick nicely. Now this is a bit of a thicker band, so let's see how I go. It's a very thick band. Because we're doing one arm at a time, I would just stand towards the end of the band itself and pulling up like so. And as you can see, it's not the best band in the world to do this with. Let's try this one. So band selection is obviously very important because you want resistance, not too much and not too little. It's the Goldilocks approach. You want it to be just right. Much better. So my top angle is going to be a little bit sharper than what it was on a dumbbell. On the dumbbell, my hand could be out here. Holding onto the band, things are a little bit different. So you just do the best that you can. And my elbow angle is a little bit better now. So I would have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, gentle bend to the knees, trying to get the angle to match because then the hips kind of match as well. If you've got one knee straighter than the other, that means the same for the hips. One hip will be further forward than the other. That can lead to a really sore back. So look at the knee angle, keep your glutes on, keep your abs on, and we pull out to here and back down. It's not entirely the same. Let's adjust. A little bit bit better. It will do in a pinch. Maybe we can do with both sides. No. If you have a really thin band, you may be able to do it with both sides at the same time. I would film yourself or use a mirror to check your technique for that. Definitely a weight is preferable if you have that as an option. From here, I honestly invented this last night before I fell asleep. So let's see how that goes. This is going to be more chest and front of the shoulder focused. I'm going to show you on your knees first. You want a towel under your hands because you want a slip in the surface, okay? Sort of like a push-up setup. We're starting very much the same. So the weight is shifted over the wrists, core on, ribs in, glutes on. And what I want to do first is try and slide one hand across to the other and then the other hand across to the other. So this is very core focused, but because you're having to push inwards with your hand, you should also feel it in the chest and in the front of the shoulder. So as you're swiping across, like you're working at the car wash, although you're not allowed to go there these days, it's very much through the chest and through the front of the shoulder. Yeah, so we're getting these muscles on. If you want something a little bit more advanced, you can try bringing both hands in at the same time. I did this before. Yes, and it's tough, yeah? So to coordinate both hands to come central at the same time and to move out. So right now I could feel my left hand pushed out further and faster than the other. Is quite tough. So, you know, that's fun, something for me to work on. So drawing the hands in, keeping the arms straight, pushing the hands out and away from each other. And actually, you really do get really good stimulus in the chest by drawing the hands in towards each other. Triggers to keep the elbow locked out. Now to keep the elbow locked out, you need your tricep on, which we'll work on next. So this bad boy here needs to be on, like Donkey Kong, to push those hands in and then back up. And if you really, really, really want to try, you can do this on your feet. Let's see how that goes. I did try this before just to see if I can do it. I would go feet a little bit wider than usual, just for more support. Glutes on, core on, of course. And in, out. In. It's quite tough. But good. I kind of like it. I also noticed that as I'm pushing my hands out, I'm definitely feeling my lats come on. So if you're feeling these big muscles on the side of the body work, that's not a bad thing, okay? Definitely the pushing in comes from here. So, I don't know what to call those. Maybe we call them floor sliders. But that's a little bit of fun for you. And something different to a normal push-up. From here, we're going to go into the triceps as I mentioned. So this is the third exercise and final exercise of this workout. I'll show you two ways. One way is going to be bended, one way is going to be standing with the dumbbell. And you want a nice solid place to anchor. Oh, that did not work. This is short people problems right here. Okay, so you want to anchor this into a door frame or over a balcony. Like so. Let's hope that stays. And we're going to do a tricep extension. So you're going to have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Chest lifted nice and tall. Remember the string on the center of the chest. And elbow stay by your side. So you want from the shoulder to the elbow to stay against the body. The movement occurs from here down. You do not go above or beyond that, because this is no longer tricep, this is also shoulder. So that's actually not what we want. Pretend you've got super glue from here to here. Super glue your arm to your side, and the movement is very small movement, it's from here down. And you'll see as I straighten my arm, my tricep comes on. So, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Be in the toes of your back foot. And from here we come down and then back up. Keeping the shoulders pulled down as well. So we're not doing this, yeah? Shoulders down, shoulders back, and we extend, and then we come up. We extend, and we come up, and all the movement happens at the elbow. So it's a small movement. It was always meant to be a small movement. Keep the ribs in. Watch as you get tired, you don't start to extend to the back. And that's pretty much it. Yeah? So a lot of people will do this. Yeah? And their arm comes away from them. No bueno. It's a really small movement. If I haven't said it 1,000 times already, it's a small movement. Yeah? Working the triceps. If you don't have a band, or if you prefer to do this with a dumbbell, we have that as an option. I'll show you with a dumbbell. I think it's going to be easiest. So it's not the same movement, but it's just an alternative to work the same muscle group, so still very tricep focused. You're going to cup the dumbbell upside down. So you want to turn your palm to face the ceiling, and you're going to grip it between your thumb and your index finger. The other hand does the same thing on top. And I typically like to have a split stance here as well, keeping the elbows pulled in towards each other, so no chicken wings. Yeah, keep the elbows pulled in towards each other, and you're straightening from here. Watch the back of your head. Don't scone yourself, please. Keep the ribs pulled in. Elbows in. And you'll feel the triceps work. You may also feel the lats, the side of the back, work as well. Totally normal. And that's that one. As you come up, don't worry too much about getting completely straight, because actually you then lose a lot of tension in the dumbbell and through the muscle. So I want to come to about here. So almost completely straight before you come back down again. You do not have to get 100% locked out on this exercise. The last more like 15% of the movement, you're not really going to feel the triceps. So come to about here and then back down. Watch the wrists, keep them locked in line with the rest of you. And that's pretty much it for that one. So triceps. Weight-wise, that's a 10. I would maybe recommend starting closer to a 7 or an 8. 6 may be just a little bit too light, but of course up to you. You can always do more repetitions if that's all that you have. So remember to have a minute rest, drink of water before you go back onto the wide grip rows, the floor slides, which is a fun new thing, and then the tricep extensions. And enjoy the torture, and I'll see you in the next video.